frameworks, about ministries, about all the things that need to come together to do that effectively. It'd be great to hear what your view is when you have a moment.
Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, Chris. First of all, I would like to thank Bruce and BWI for inviting me to be panelist in this event. This is my third time I joined this event since 2014 in Berlin, and it is a great pleasure and honor to be here. And in particular, in the very hot topic, I think it's becoming more and more very exciting to see how the countries as Cambodia and also in the ASEAN region and in globe to address and to solve this issue together among the whole stakeholders together. And thanks Bruce also to bring all of us to be here in the wonderful and beautiful place, Berkeley University. And I heard many times about Berkeley, but I never been here, so it's a very good opportunity to be here. You know, when I was joining yesterday meeting, prep meeting about the encryption, it makes me like a bit scary, because I'm policymakers, and we are preparing, and we have finished the telecom and ICT development policy in Cambodia. So what we expect by 2020 is to build the connectedness, to build the connectivity in the whole country, and to prepare the country to be ready for the ICT use. So I mean, if we are talking about the connectedness, the connectivity, and we talk about also encrypted technology. So why we are pushing connectivity when we are scared of encrypted technology? So I mean, why I'm talking this? Because actually Cambodia, we have about the internet penetration rate is about 50%. And by 2020, we expect to reach the target about 80%. I mean, more we connected, more we are facing the threat from the inside and the outside worlds. So how and what Cambodia is gonna do, and it's gonna address those issues. For this time, I would like to share with you about 2 points. Cambodia is small countries, and we have only 15 million population, and we are a young population. It's about the 70% is under 35 years old. I'm a bit out of range, our range of 70%. I'm a small range of the 30%. And I want to share with you about 2 points. The first thing is the strengthening in the internal capacity. And the second point, I would like to share with you about the enhancement of the international cooperation. Before we are talking about the cooperation, we need to make sure that where we are now and what are capable technology and the capability enhancement we have to make sure that we are also capable and able to join others in fighting and in preventing the cyber attacks and cyber security. So in the first point, in the strengthening of the internal capacity, what we are looking for actually, as the telecom and ICT development policy has been finished by last year, and I've been involved directly in leading the preparation of this policy and regulations. The first point we would like to continue to work is on building the regulation and policy. The ongoing policy is under preparation is the information security for Cambodia, and the sub-regulation also we are preparing actually is on the PKI, is on the digital signature. Because yesterday we are talking about the encrypted technologies, about infrastructure, about the law enforcement. So I think we are here to learn also from the experts around the globe. So we learn from you, we learn from the meeting of yesterday. and how we can enhance and how we can prepare our local, our internal regulation and policy to make sure that it will be adapted and will be fed to the regional and international cooperation. The second point is the mechanism. What is the mechanism to enhance and to make sure that the regulation and policy would be better for everyone? In the early of the 2017, the government of Cambodia established the Inter-Ministerial Working Group working on the whole telecom and ICT development policy. And one point among others is on the strengthening of the capacity of CAMCERT. CAMCERT is mainly Cambodia Computer Emergency Response Team. So what we need by 2020 is to enhance the capacity of the CAMCERT by ensuring that all people, all staff, all colleagues, along the line ministries are capable to communicate, are capable to detect, to prevent, and to exchange the information from each other. The third point I would like to share is, I think Peter also raised the issue on the safe infrastructure. Cambodia, is a developing countries, and what we like to invest more is infrastructure. It is not late for us because we just deploy the optical fiber in the country, around the country. And yesterday, in our history, we just launched our first submarine cable linking from the Cambodia, Malaysia, and Thailand. And the second submarine cable will be coming in September, and allowing Cambodia to be connected with the Europe, Africa, and Asia, with the 19 countries around the globe. So, the broadband is here, the connectivity is here, but we would like to make sure that the international gateway, the international point connecting the countries with other countries in the globe would be safe and would be, under the preparation and under supervision of the government. The fourth point, I would like to make sure also that all the three points, the point about mentioned earlier, would be suitable for everyone is the dialogue. I think Paul mentioned exactly about the dialogue between the private sector side and public sector side. The Ministry of Telecom and the government, we are very keen, to learn and to share the information and the platform, and also the recommendation and the outputs raised, the input raised by the private sector, academia, NGOs, and other also stakeholders, development partners and dialogue partners. We are keen to learn from them and to make sure that what we are doing and what we have done and what we are gonna do in the future would be better for everyone. The fifth point I would like to share is people. People is very important for Cambodia actually. Capacity building, human resource is still the main challenge for Cambodia. While we are still young, while we have the volume or percentage of the young population, at the same time, we build infrastructure, we build the environment, we build a mechanism, but we need to build also our people. It's our main pillar among others, and it helps Cambodia to be more, to be with other ASEAN region in the country, in the region, and in particular to be, making a region or the country to be safer. The second main point I would like to share is about the strengthening the international collaboration. Cambodia is a member of the ASEAN since 1999, and I had the opportunity last year to join the first ASEAN Cybersecurity Minister meeting in Singapore. At that time, I met also Bruce, who joined the event in October in Singapore. It is the first mechanism extended from the ASEAN ICT Master Plan 2020. Before this platform, we have only, which is called, the platform is called ASEAN Security Network Action Council. So the telecom minister used this platform as a main platform to deal and to establish the framework, and also to design the how the telecom minister would work on the enhancement of the cooperation among each other. So since last year, we have the new platform of the ASEAN cybersecurity minister. But the point is, among the ASEAN member states, several countries, they do have two different ministers. Minister in charge of telecom and ICT, and the second one is minister in charge of cybersecurity. So since last year, I think the first priority for the ASEAN is to submit the proposal to the leaders and to choose and to decide who is going to be in charge of cybersecurity in our own country, and to bring it up to the ASEAN and to make sure we can organize the meeting. Or, I mean, one country is represented by two ministers, or one country is represented by only one minister. The second point I would like to share also on the enhancement of international cooperation. As you may know that in telecom and ICT cooperation, we do have APT. APT is Asia Pacific Telecommunity, and we have also the ITU. In the Brunei statement in 2014, cybersecurity is the heart of the ASEAN member state attentions. We recall the attention of all ASEAN member states, all the APT members countries, to prepare and to build a platform of the exchange of communications among each other. And also in the ITU, you may know the ITU also, the International Telecommunication Union. In the resolution of the ITU, it clearly states about the pushing, about the coordinating, about the exchanging, and also about the enhancing the collaboration between the government and the private sector side. So I mean, the international cooperation platform or framework, Cambodia is here, and also we are ready to cooperate with any country in the region and in the globe, and also we are ready to cooperate with the EWI. And I would like to stop by this, and I just have the final words. It's about the please be together and keep in touch and be safe. Thank you very much.
Khan, thank you very much for that. And the aspect of public-private partnerships is critical. I do want to move to Dimitri. You have a couple of things going on, Dimitri. Certainly the Global Commission